Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 13, text
Chapter 1, Mataji.
Chapter 1,
I'm just
text
checking.
19.
I'm just checking, Mataji. Just a minute. He sent it yesterday.
Yeah, he was thinking.
Yeah, I posted on the group. I'm just checking it. Just a minute.
Oh, no. Yes, so the three deities came. All that was also over.
4:1:29, Mataji. Starting verse is 29. Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
मैत्रे उवाच इति तस्य वच श्रुत्वा त्रयस्ते विबुधर्षभा प्रत्याहुः श्लक्ष्णया वाचा प्रहस्य तं ऋषिं प्रभु. The great sage Maitreya continued, upon hearing Atri Muni speak in that way, the three great deities smiled and they replied in the following sweet words. So Atri Muni had said, I called for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, desiring a son like him, and I thought of him only. But although he is far beyond the mental speculation of man, all three of you have come here. Kindly let me know how you have come, for I am greatly bewildered about this. So he was thinking there's only one Supreme Lord, and so he was surprised that three of them appeared. Deva uchuhu yata kritaste sankalpo bhavyam te naiva nanyata sat sankalpasyatre brahman yadvai dhyayati te vayam. The three deities told Atri Muni, dear Brahmana, you're perfect in your determination, and therefore, as you have decided, so it will happen. It will not happen otherwise. We're all the same person upon whom you were meditating, and therefore we've all come to you. Atri Muni unspecifically thought of the personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, although he had no clear idea of the Lord of the universe, nor of his specific form. Mahavishnu, from whose breathing millions of universes emanate, and into whom they are again withdrawn, may be accepted as the Lord of the universe. Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, from whose abdomen sprouted the lotus flower, which is the birthplace of Brahma, may also be considered the Lord of the universe. Similarly, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, who is the super soul of all living entities, may also be considered the Lord of the universe. Then, under the order of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, the Vishnu form within this universe, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva may also be accepted as the lords of the universe. They are working under his order, but still they're also in charge of various things in the universe. Vishnu is the Lord of the universe because he is its maintainer. Similarly, Brahma creates the different planetary systems and the population, so he also may be considered the Lord of the universe. Or Lord Shiva, who's ultimately the destroyer of the universe, also may be considered its Lord. Therefore, since Atri Muni did not specifically mention whom he wanted, all three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, came before him. They said, since you were thinking of having a son exactly like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, your determination will be fulfilled. In other words, one's determination is fulfilled according to the strength of one's devotion. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitra Vrata. If one is attached to a particular demigod, one is promoted to the abode of that demigod. If one is attached to the pitas or forefathers, one is promoted to their planet. And similarly, if one is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, one is promoted to the abode of Lord Krishna. Atri Muni had no clear conception of the Lord of the universe. Therefore, the three presiding deities were actually the lords of the universe in the three departments of modes of nature, all came before him. Now, according to the strength of his determination for his son, his desire would be fulfilled by the grace of the Lord. So because he was very determined to have it, and it depended on his devotion, because he meditated and everything, it depends. That's whatever sankalpa we take, whomever we are worshipping, whatever we desire, all these things play a part in what we achieve in our life. So if we have a strong desire for spiritual upliftment, and we know who is the Supreme Lord, everything we know very, very clearly. Prabhupada has made sure that we don't make any mistake. So we are very clear. And it depends on our desire. Do we really want to be an associate of the Lord, to serve Him? Or do we want to rot in this material world under the influence of the mind, false ego, in the body? We're very happy in that situation. Then that also, based on what the mind tells us, we want different things. And we chant, we worship, we can get it. We can get whatever we want. Fully democratic like that. You decide. That much freedom we have. I am determined to have a son. I mean, that is Atri Muni, he wanted a son, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any form. He didn't know, no name, no form. So that is why all three of them, they are the three Gunavataras taking care. There is Purushavasaras and Gunavataras, both taking care of this universe. So Purushavasaras are also the cause of this material world. And among the Purushavasaras, the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, he is the Vishnu who is in charge of maintenance, the in charge of mode of goodness. So he, and then Brahma is in charge of creation. So, and Shiva of destruction. Krishna is only, they're all his expansions, and they have their different portfolios. So they are in charge of this universe. So it was very vague, and so they all three of them came. And of course, they were ready to come as his child also. Just imagine, you can desire anything. And the most difficult thing to get the Lord is your son. Prabhupada actually, in another place, he said, it's foolish to simply ask that, Lord, you be my child, or Lord, I want a child like you, and all that. Why do you want all that? Simply go back to him. There you'll have him forever. Honestly, don't waste your time, staying here longer. So he has advised us what kind of this thing to seek, what kind of um, a desire we should have, or what kind of prayer we should have. The most difficult thing we should ask for, the one which very, very difficult, nobody gets in this universe. And that is what? Free from, to love Krishna, to be free from all these modes. The modes are so horrible, they're always influencing. We don't even know why we think what we think. So many things, thoughts come and they disturb us and so on. And we think these are my thoughts. This is I only who am having these desires. Actually, it's nothing to do with all that. It is just the modes which are making us think in that particular way. If we are, if we've been living a life of in the mode of passion, we're eating all passionate food stuffs, associating with people who are in the mode of passion. And then naturally, our mind will also be influenced by that and start thinking those thoughts. And suddenly, then we go to another place and say Vrindavan or Mayapur, and then we are having only prasadam and only meeting all devotees and only hearing Krishna Katha. Then the thoughts which come into our mind are totally different. The same person, but how come different times I have different thoughts, different desires? It's only the modes of material nature which are acting on us. And so we should not, so when we are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, then that is on the transcendental mode, not modes of nature, but spiritual mode. And naturally, we'll only think of devotional activities. We will not ask anything like this, but we'll say, please engage me in your service. Please give me freedom from these three modes so that I can always serve you very nicely. I can be your associate. Imagine being Krishna's associate. How wonderful, all nice, wonderful thoughts, wonderful exchanges, all in the mode of pure goodness. And here in the material world, live in slight contamination, where the mode of passion is horrible, stinking. And then we unnecessarily get disturbed by all these things. And that's why Krishna is so kind. He's giving us his association through the holy names. So we can't complain, I don't have any association. I'm living far away from the temple, no devotee. Of course, through the internet, we have opportunity to still associate. But the best association is the Supreme Lord's association. And we have to realize that this holy name is Krishna himself, and I want his association. And then we can be on the path to go beyond the three modes. Otherwise, you see, everybody is influenced by the three modes. Atasmad amshabhutaste atmajaloka vishruta bhavitaro angabhadram te vishrapsyanti chate yasha. You will have sons who will represent a partial manifestation of our potency. And because we desire all good fortune for you, those sons will glorify your reputation throughout the world. I was thinking that Dattatreya only had three heads, which are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Let's see. I don't know. Here it's saying that Dattatreya is only Vishnu, and Soma was only Lord Brahma, and Durvasa was partial, this thing of a manifestation of Lord Shiva. Evam kamavaram datva pratijagmu sureshwaraha sabhajitastayo samyag dampatyor mishatos. Thus, while the couple looked on, the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, disappeared from that place after bestowing upon Atri Muni the benediction. Actually, we should take only pastimes which are coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, what you hear from outside is that um, the three goddesses, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and this thing, and Parvati, they were once discussing why is everybody glorifying Anusuya so much and saying that Narad Muni also said who's the, because they all thought that they are the most chaste wives. So when they asked Narad Muni who's the chastest wife in the universe, and Narad Muni said Anasuya, and they were, what? Anasuya, how can it be? And so they wanted to test her. So they sent their husbands. I don't know how true that is, because here it doesn't say like that. And they said that because all of the three were turned into children and all by Anasuya's mystic power. And then after that, the queens, I mean, the Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Parvati, they came running and asked her, to turn them back and all these kind of stories. I don't know. So that's whatever Bhagavatam says is the perfect. So, Somo Abud Brahmano Amshena Datto Vishnostu Yogavit Durvasa Sankarshayamso Nibodhangirisha Prajaham. Thereafter, from the partial representation of Brahma, the moon god was born of them. From the partial representation of Vishnu, the great mystic Dattatreya was born. And from the partial representation of Shankara, Lord Shiva, Durvasa was born. Now you may hear from me of many sons of Angira. So that is Dattatreya. And there are some people who worship Dattatreya form of the Lord. Shraddhatva Angira Sapatni Chatasro Suta Kanyaka Sinivali Kuhuraka Chaturthi Anumatistatha. Angira's wife Shraddha gave birth to 4 daughters named Sinivali, Kuhu, Raka, and Anumati. Tatputrav aparav ashtam khyatau swarochisentare Utayo Bhagavan Sakshat Brahmishtascha Brihaspati. Besides these 4 daughters, she also had another 2 sons. One of them was known as Utatya, and the other was the learned scholar Brihaspati. So Angira, Atri Muni, why is he mentioned here? Atri Muni was married to Anasuya. Anasuya is the daughter of Daksha or what? Daughters of Manu. Hmm. Oh, yes. Okay, then Prasuti was married to Daksha. And Kardama Muni had 9 daughters, of which Kala was married to Marichi. And daughters were later handed over to great sages like Marichi, Atri, and Vasishta. So this Anasuya is the daughter of Devahuti and Kardama. And they got these 3 sons. So then Angira Muni married Shraddha. So Shraddha is also the daughters of Devahuti and Kardama. Pulastyo ajanayat patnyam agastyam cha havirbhuvi nanya janmani dahragnir vishravaschcha mahatapaha. Pulastya begot in his wife Havirbhu, one son of the name Agastya, who in his next birth became Dahragni. Besides him, Pulastya begot another very great and saintly son whose name was Vishrava. Tasya yakshapatir deva kuberasva idavidasutha ravana kumbhakarnascha tatanyasyam vibhishanam. Vishrava, that is this Vishrava. He was a Brahmana actually, who was born to Pulastya Rishi and his wife Havirbhu. Vishrava had 2 wives. The first wife was Idavida, from whom Kuvera, the master of all yakshas, was born, and the next wife was named Keshini, from whom 3 sons were born, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. Karmashreshtam variyamsham sahishnum cha mahamate. Gati, the wife of the sage Pulaha, that is Pulastya and this is Pulaha, gave birth to 3 sons named Karmashreshta, Variyan, and Sahishnu, and all of them were great sages. Gati, the wife of Pulaha, was the 5th daughter of Kardama Muni. She was very faithful to her husband, and all her sons were as good as he. Kratorapi kriya bharya Valakilyan asuyata rishin sashti sahasrani jwalato brahma tejasa. Kratu's wife, Kriya, gave birth to 60,000 great sages named Valakilyas. We know that the Valakilyas are going along with the sun god, right? Every month ahead, they're glorifying the sun god and going in front of the chariot. So 60,000 great sages called Valakilyas, Kratu's wife Kriya, gave birth. All these sages were greatly advanced in spiritual knowledge, and their bodies were illuminated by such knowledge. Kriya was the 6th daughter of Kardama Muni, and she produced 60,000 sages who were known as the Valakilyas because they all retired from family life as Vanaprasthas. That is why they call Valakilyas. Urjayam Jagnire Putra Vasishtasya Parantapa Chitraketu Pradhanaste Sapta Brahma Rishayo Mala. The great sage Vasishta begotten his wife Urja, sometimes called Arundhati, 7 spotlessly great sages, headed by the sage named Chitraketu. Chitraketu Surocischa Virajamitra Evacha Ulbano Vasubhridyano Dyuman Shakti Adayo Pare. The names of these 7 sages are as follows: Chitraketu, Surochi, Viraja, Mitra, Ulbana, Vasubhridyana, and Dyuman. Some other very competent sons were born from Vasishta's other wife. Urja, who is sometimes known as Arundhati and was the wife of Vasishta, was the 9th daughter of Kardama Muni. So Arundhati is considered so chaste that in all marriages we are supposed to, after they take the 7 steps, Saptapadi, and then he puts the toe ring for the wife, and then they have to keep their leg on a stone and look at Arundhati's star, because the Vasishta and Arundhati were very happy in their married life. So, but then he had another wife also, Vasishta's some other very competent sons. And she was the 9th daughter, Arundhati, of Karadama Muni. Chittistva Atarvana Patni Lebe Putram Drita Pratam Dadhyancham Shirasam Bhrugor Vamsham Nibodame. Chitti, wife of the sage Atarva, gave birth to a son named Ashwashira by accepting a great vow called Dadhyancha. Now you may hear from me about the descendants of the sage Bhrigu. The wife of Atharva, known as Chitti, is also known as Shanti. She was the 8th daughter of Karadama Muni. Okay, there's first 9th is mentioned and then the 8th. Okay. Chitti, wife of, so Atharva. Ashwashira was the son. And they got the son by accepting a great vow called Dadhyancha. Okay, now we're going to see the descendants of Bhrigu Muni. Bhrigu Khyatya Mahabhaga Patnyam Putran Ajijanat Dataram Cha Vidataram Sriyam Cha Bhagavat Param. The sage Bhrigu was highly fortunate. In his wife known as Khyati, he begot 2 sons named Data and Vidata, and 1 daughter named Sri, who was very much devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, this Khyati is the daughter of Daksha. And okay, Khyati, and he got 2 sons named Data and Vidata, and 1 daughter named Sri, who was very much devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ayatim niyatim chaiva sute merustayoradat tabhyam tayor abhavatam mrikanda prana evacha. The sage Meru had 2 daughters named Ayati and Niyati, whom he gave in charity to Data and Vidata, the sons of Bhrigu. Ayati and Niyati gave birth to 2 sons, Mrikanda and Prana. Markandeyo Mrikandasya Pranad Veda Siramuni Kavischa Bhargavo Yasya Bhagavan Ushana Sutta. From Mrikanda, which is the grandson of Bhrigu Muni. From Mrikanda, Markandeya Muni was born. And from Prana, the sage Vedasira, whose son was Ushana, Shukracharya, also known as Kavi. So this is Shukracharya is a descendant of the Bhrigu dynasty. And from Prana, the sage Vedasira, whose son was Ushana, also known as Kavi. Thus, Kavi belonged to the descendants of the Bhrigu dynasty. The ete muna yakshattar lokan sargair abhavayan esha karadama dauhitra santana katitastava. My dear Vidura, the population of the universe was thus increased by the descendants of these sages and the daughters of Karadama. Anyone who hears the description of this dynasty with faith will be relieved from all sinful reactions. Haribol, another of Manu's daughters, known as Prasuti, married the son of Brahma named Daksha. So that's we're finished with 9 daughters of Karadamuni married to great sages and their progeny. And then we saw Bhrigumuni, also descendants. Sukracharya is a famous descendant of Bhrigumuni, and Markandeya Muni also descendant of Bhrigumuni. Daksha begot 16 very beautiful daughters with lotus-like eyes in his wife Prasuti. Of these 16 daughters, 13 were given in marriage to Dharma, and 1 daughter was given to Agni. Daksha got so many daughters, and I think all the great rishis, he couldn't find many rishis to give his daughter in marriage. So daughters, so he used to give bunch of them to each rishi. So then first he got 16 very beautiful daughters with lotus-like eyes in his wife Prasuti. Of these 16 daughters, 13 were given in marriage to Dharma, and 1 daughter was given to Agni. We know Agni's wife's name is Swaha. One of the remaining 2 daughters was given in charity to the Pitraloka, where she resides very amicably. Pitraloka to whom? Was given in charity, and the other was given to Lord Shiva, that is Sati, who is the deliverer of sinful persons from material entanglement. The names of the 13 daughters of Daksha who were given to Dharma are Shraddha, Maitri, Daya, Shanti, Tushti, Pushti, Kriya, Unnati, Buddhi, Meda, Titiksha, Tri, and Murti. These 13 daughters produced the following sons. Shraddha gave birth to Shubha. Maitri produced Prasada. Daya gave birth to Abhaya. Shanti gave birth to Sukha. Tushti gave birth to Muda. Pushti gave birth to Smaya. Kriya gave birth to Yoga. Unnati gave birth to Darpa. Buddhi gave birth to Artha. Meda gave birth to Smriti. Titiksha gave birth to Kshema. And Hri gave birth to Prashraya. Murti, a reservoir of all respectable qualities, gave birth to Sri Naranarayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the origin. One of Daksha's daughters, Murti, a reservoir of all respectable qualities, gave birth to Sri Naranarayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the occasion, Yayor Janmani Ado Vishwam Abhayanandat Sunirvritam Manamsi Kakubho Vata Rasedu Saritodhraya. On the occasion of the appearance of Naranarayana, the entire world was full of joy. Everyone's mind was tranquil, and thus in all directions, the air, the rivers, and the mountains became pleasant. Divi avadhyanta turyani petu kusuma vristaya munayas tuštuvas tušta jagur gandharva kinnara Nrityanti smatstriyo devya asit paramamangalam deva brahmadaya sarve upatastur abhishtavai. In the heavenly planets, bands began to play and they showered flowers from the sky. The pacified sages chanted Vedic prayers. The denizens of heaven, known as the Gandharvas and Kinnaras, sang. The beautiful damsels of the heavenly planets danced. And in this way, at the time of appearance of Naranayana, all signs of good fortune were visible. Just at that time, great demigods like Brahma also offered their respectful prayers. So, in the birth of Naranarayana, everybody was rejoicing. And because Daksha's daughter, Murti, okay, so I don't know where they were located, but here we know Naranarayana is Rishi is doing still tapasya in the Himalayas, in Badrikashram. So, I don't know where he was born. Deva uchuhu yo mayaya virachitam nijayatmanidham ke rupa bedam ivatat pratichakshanaya etena dharma sadane rishi murtinadhya praduschakara purushaya nama parasmai. The demigod said, "Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto the transcendental personality of Godhead, who created as this external energy this cosmic manifestation, which is situated in Him as the air and clouds are situated in space, and who has now appeared in the form of Naranarayana Rishi in the house of Dharma." Purport: the universal form of the Lord is the cosmic manifestation, which is an exhibition of the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In space, there are innumerable varieties of planets and also the air. And in the air, these various colored clouds. And sometimes we see airplanes running from one place to another. Thus, the entire cosmic manifestation is full of variety. But actually, that variety is a manifestation of the external energy of the Supreme Lord, and that energy is situated in Him. Now, the Lord Himself, after manifesting His energy, appeared within the creation of His energy, which is simultaneously one with and different from Himself. And therefore, the demigods offer their respects to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who manifests Himself in such varieties. There are some philosophers called non dualists who, because of their impersonal conception, think that varieties are false. In this verse, it's specifically stated, Yo Mayaya Virachitam. This indicates Virachitam means without, right? Oh no. By the external energy, Virachitam was created. In this verse, it is specifically created, Yo Mayaya Virachitam. This indicates that the varieties are a manifestation of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, because the energy is non-different from the Godhead, varieties are also factual. The material varieties may be temporary, but they are not false. They are a reflection of the spiritual varieties. Here the word pratichakshanasnaya, there are varieties, announces the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who appeared as Naranarayana Rishi and who is the origin of all varieties of material nature. So the demigods are offering very nice prayers based on their own experience about creation, who's the Lord, all that they know. He is respecting or respectful obeisances unto the transcendental personality of Godhead, who created as his external energy this cosmic manifestation, which is situated in him as the air and clouds are situated in space. who has now appeared. I mean, the air and the clouds in the space, they are situated, but they do not mix with the sky. Sky is aloof. So, in the same way, everything is situated in him, material energy, but Krishna is untouched by that, and who has now appeared in the form of Naranarayana Rishi in the house of Dharma and Murti. So the impersonalists think that variety means Maya, but here it says that yo Mayaya virachitam. So that means Krishna is only created as his external energy, this cosmic manifestation. And he's saying that Supreme Person has appeared as Naranarayana Rishi. Soyam sthiti vyatikaropa samaya srishtan satvena nah suraganan anumeya tattva drishyad adarba karunena vilokanena yachriniketam amalam kshipatara vindam. Let that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is understood by truly authorized Vedic literature and who has created peace and prosperity to destroy all calamities of the created world, be kind enough to bestow his glance upon the demigods. His merciful glance can supersede the beauty of the spotless lotus flowers, which is the home of the goddess of fortune. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the origin of the cosmic manifestation, is covered by the wonderful activities of material nature, just as outer space or illumination of the sun and moon is sometimes covered by clouds or dust. It's very difficult to find the origin of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material scientists conclude that nature is the ultimate cause of all manifestations. But from the Shastra or authentic literatures like Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic scriptures, we understand that behind this wonderful cosmic manifestation is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in order to maintain the regular procedures of cosmic manifestation and to be visible to the eyes of persons who are in the mode of goodness, the Lord appears. He is the cause of the creation and dissolution of the cosmic, cosmic manifestation. The demigods therefore prayed for his merciful glance upon them in order to be blessed. So the demigods are continuing glorifying the Lord, who is understood by truly authorized Vedic literature. Otherwise, if we don't have the Vedas, how will we know what the Supreme Lord is? What is he made up of? How is this material world connected with him? How is he controlling everything? Everything is described in the Vedas. So only, and so was understood by the truly authorized Vedic literature and who's created peace and prosperity to destroy all calamities of the created world. So with Krishna is only peace and prosperity. The calamities are created because of non existence, or rather, we don't worship Krishna, we are not connected with him, and then all the problems start. So, and so they're saying, please be kind enough to bestow your glance upon the demigods. His merciful glance can supersede the beauty of the spotless lotus flower, which is the home of the goddess of fortune. Actually, in Vaikuntha, Lakshmi is very beautiful, but Narayana is considered more beautiful than Lakshmi. And so Narayana is the predominant person in Vaikunta, whereas in Goloka Vrindavana, Radharani is considered more beautiful than Krishna, and everybody is serving Radharani, including Krishna. That is the difference. We understand that behind this wonderful cosmic manifestation of the God, and in order to maintain the regular procedures of the cosmic manifestation and to be visible to the eyes of persons who are in the mood of goodness, the Lord appears. So, if there is a disturbance in the world, he appears, and also so that he'll be visible to the eyes of persons who are in the mode of goodness. The Lord appears. He is the cause of creation and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. The demigods therefore prayed for his merciful glance upon them in order to be blessed. O Vidura, Maitreya said, O Vidura, thus the demigods worshipped with the prayers. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appearing as the sage Naranarayana, the Lord glanced upon them with mercy and then departed for the Gandhamadana hill. That Naranarayana Rishi, who is a partial expansion of Krishna, has now appeared in the dynasties of Yadu and Kuru in the forms of Krishna and Arjuna respectively to mitigate the burden of the world. So Naranarayana is a partial expansion of Krishna, and so he is appeared now in the Dwapara Yuga as Krishna and Arjuna. So we can see that they're always going together. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Nara is a part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. Thus, the energy and the energetic together are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maitreya informed Vidura that Nara, the portion of Narayana, had appeared in the family of the Kurus, and that Narayana, the plenary expansion of Krishna, had come as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with the purpose of delivering suffering humanity from the pangs of material burdens. In other words, Narayana Rishi was now present in the world in the forms of Krishna and Arjuna. So that's a wonderful thing. Like just like Krishna is always with his energies, and then he is with his consorts. He is with his brother. Like that, he's also with the Jiva, Nara. And okay, was now present in the world in the form of Krishna and Arjuna. The predominating deity of fire begot, that is Agni, begotten his wife Swaha, three children named Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi, who exist by eating the oblations offered to the fire of sacrifice. After describing the descendants of the 13 wives of Dharma, who were all daughters of Daksha, Maitreya now describes the 14th daughter of Daksha, Swaha, and her three sons. Oblations offered in the sacrificial fire are meant for the demigods, and on behalf of the demigods, the three sons of Agni and Swaha, namely Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi, accept the oblations. So they accept everything on behalf of the demigods. That's the special role of Agni. He is the carrier of all the sacrifices to demigods and, of course, to Lord Vishnu. And not only he, his whole family is involved. Swaha, the mantra, I mean, you have to say, recite Swaha before putting it in the fire. So she is also connected in the ritual. And the sons, they are accepting everything on behalf of the demigods. Accept the oblations. Then what do? They go and give it. Accept. Okay. Tebhyo agnaya sambhavan chatvarishmacha panchacha ta evai kunopanascha sakam pitripitamahahi. From those three sons, another 45 descendants were generated who were also fire gods. The total number of fire gods is therefore 49, including the fathers and the grandfather. The grandfather is Agni, and the sons are Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi. Counting these 4 plus 45 grandsons, they are altogether 49 different fire gods. So these three sons, they got another 45 descendants who were also fire gods. So the total number of fire gods is 45 plus 3 plus grandfather Agni. So 49. Grandfather is Agni and the sons are Pavaka, Pavamana and Suchi. Counting these 4 plus 45 grandsons, there are altogether 49 different fire gods. Okay, so we'll stop now. So all these things it says, in the Bhagavatam, just by hearing about them, because they're such purified personalities, and all our sinful reactions go away. And we also are elevated in the mode of goodness. So very important. Mode of goodness is withdrawal from mode of passion, which is ruling this world. And instead, the mode of goodness is more inner directed about, understanding that I'm not this body, I'm the soul. I'm not made up of matter, but I'm the soul. And also understanding Paramatma. And that is what gives us spiritual strength and also material strength. In those days, um, people, even when they wanted some material benediction, they only, controlled their senses, and they were situated in mode of goodness, and they were meditating, and then it manifested. So everything happens, good happens in the mode of goodness. And that's very, very necessary, especially in this age of Kali. I'm very disturbed by all the passionate and tamoguna things we keep hearing. And the only way to counteract that is by increasing mode of goodness. When there is sufficient mode of goodness, and when mode of goodness is predominant in the world, then you will see that all mode of goodness people only will be successful. This passion and ignorance will all be pushed to they will not be predominant. And that's good for them also, because mode of goodness people will only give good things. They will also benefit. And there are some times when mode of passion and ignorance are very prominent, and those people only are very, very successful, predominant, and they dominate over mode of goodness. Good mode of goodness is very quiet, lying low. So it goes like that, up and down times. So hopefully very soon, so many people keep predicting that golden age is coming, golden age is coming. And that means gradually all the people in the mode of goodness will become predominant, and all these tamaguna, rajoguna types, they will not be so predominant. It's good for them because they will anyway benefit, and everybody will benefit if mode of goodness is predominant, and they don't want to dominate. Mode of goodness is not interested in dominating. Mode of goodness is very happy and understanding the spiritual existence. Everything is soul, Atma, everybody is Atma. And more than that, they're seeing the Paramatma is the cause of all causes and very satisfied, peaceful, because everything is left to the Paramatma. Everything is about glorifying the Lord all the time, because everything is happening because of His mercy only. So we only have to become very expert in understanding, accepting, and glorifying the Lord. That is our talent. That is what we should be very busy doing. In all activities, we should think about the Lord. See, only by His mercy it's happening. It's a fact. It is not that we are trying to flatter Him or He wants people to flatter Him. It's the absolute truth. This is how it is, that everything is happening by His mercy. And when we become aware of that, naturally, it will be we ourselves will be in a different dimension altogether. We will be catapulted to, to a higher awareness about the reality and in the mode of goodness. So that's why we have to always keep remembering Krishna at all times. And there are such live these things you see in today's world. Rare mode of goodness specimens are also there who are, they are in the thick of material activities, and yet they're always thinking of Krishna and trying to be fair and just and doing things only the way, and they're remembering God all the time when they're doing unselfishly, unselfish, uh, selflessly for the benefit of others. So that's what the Bhagavatam we hear of all these wonderful mode of goodness personalities. That's why it also gives us a very nice association. All the time we hear Tamuguna, Rajoguna, terrible, stinking. It's like we're in the gutter. All the time hearing disturbing news. How somebody, everyone trying to cheat, loot, murder, then, cheat, all kinds of things. And then you think, what is this? What kind of life is this? And then you hear about such glorious personalities in the mode of goodness. And so just hearing about them only, our consciousness gets elevated from this gutter. We can come out and breathe fresh air. And that's why it says, simply hearing about them only, all our sins are destroyed. The sins which have made us be born in this tamuguna, rajoguna age. And we can, it doesn't matter, it's only the body. The soul is pure. Everybody's soul is pure. So we have to first understand that I am not this body, I am only soul. I myself am free from all these tamoguna and rajoguna. And then we can also see that others are also souls only. And then these modes are acting upon them. Then we'll not be disturbed because we'll have what great associates of this universe who are all there. We don't know them. We don't even see them. We're not even aware of their existence. But this universe, there are great personalities, and they will be very happy if you're trying to climb out of the gutter. Come, we'll help you get out, get out of the gutter fast. So we have, this beautiful book, Bhagavatam, to help us climb out of the gutter. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments?
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
sometime back you were mentioning about Agni. Agni, you mentioned that we had two eyes. One is Swaha, other one is, Swaha is when you offer, other one is when it is finished. You said something else.
Agni had two wives, is it? No, somebody else who had, let me see.
No, basically you were mentioning that. See, there are two words you use when you offer sacrifice.
No. His sons, his three sons. Swaha is what we say when we put the thing into the fire. And his three sons accept that offerings on behalf of the demigods. And then they go reach it to the demigods. Not another wife, his sons. See,
no, it is not today class, Mataji. It's some couple of days back. 3-4 days back or something like that you mentioned. There are two words we use when we offer this thing, Swaha is when you are offering, and when it is completed, or for not able to recollect exactly when it is completed, you said there is some other word which starts with S only you will use.
Oh, it was in this fourth canto?
No, I don't think it was in fourth canto, but sometime back.
Okay, I'll check it up. I'll check what it is. I don't see, I have so bad Kali Yuga memory. I've forgotten what I said. And what we read that day. I just.
Yeah, I'll also check. Thank you.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mataji, last they put that when they are ending the yajna, they put with a coconut or with fruit and all.
Oh, that.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah. That is, what is that?
Purnahuti, Mataji.
Purnahuti. Yeah, Ahuti. We keep Purna Ahuti. We keep giving Ahutis, and finally Purna Ahuti, complete. We put the this thing, that bundle, whatever, full of all nice things, fruits, this, that. It's put. But you're thinking whether it is that. Agni is
ending of Homa is that only, no, Mataji.
Yeah. That's what I don't remember anything like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll check. Or Ved with Prabhu, you only check because,
Yes, Mataji. I will check. Mataji.
Okay. And then we go for prayers. We're praying for His Holiness Jeptak Swami very sincerely. All the devotees are all chanting, and I hope Guru Maharaj gets lots and lots of, energy. He's revived, and he just comes up fully cured. Why not? Right? We'll pray for that. Have complete faith that Guru Maharaj can be cured, because even the astrologer said only by his disciples praying for him, he'll be revived. So what more do we want? It's confirmation. So we can go.
Yesterday there was a meeting, Mataji. You attended? You gave
No,
me...
I went in between, and then they were just talking something, and I had something else. So I thought, okay, I'll ask somebody else. I went, but they were just talking something. I mean, just generally.
No, they were asking whatever possible, whatever we have to do for Guru Maharaj, because he's not good, Mataji. That is what the statement. He's in a critical only. Because all the day he's lying down, he's not opening his eyes at all. And his kidney function is very bad. So they increase the dialysis. So they are waiting, Mataji, how he will be. Only per day, once or twice he is responding. That is when His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj news, when he heard Mahavara Prabhu was saying to him, then he said, he opened his eyes. Then he asked to give the clicker. So that was his response. Then second one, I think when Revati Raman Prabhu went, he spoke something, then he responded something like that. So they are saying, see, it's not, it's critical. That is what Maharaj. So only prayers can help. That is what, because always Guru Maharaj is like that only, Mataji. His situation.
Yeah.
So that is what they are saying, Mataji. So and Mahavara Prabhu was saying it may take time for him to move from Delhi also to Mayapur because of so many issues. So it may take 1 month, 2 months also. So they have to find out. There are so many meetings are going on in Mataji, medical teams. So many things they were sharing, all the things. Then they asked to do intense prayers, Mataji. Very, very intense prayers. That is what they expressing.
Yeah. So we'll pray intensely.
Yeah. Every day somehow other they are saying recite chant. Then this Dhanvantari mantra they told to continue, and this May is very critical for him since Mataji, according to astrology. Yeah.
Okay.
So some are reciting Narayana Kavacham also they were suggesting, Mataji. I don't know.
Not Narsimha Kavacham.
Narsimha Kavacham, No, Narsimha Kavacham, Narayana Kavacham, one or two name. Yes, Mataji, they mentioned that also. And they are saying every day,
okay, maybe
whatever programs you are doing, dedicate to the Guru Maharaj and pray intensively. like, most of all the senior devotees were there, Mataji, from Mayapur and, Srivallabh Prabhu, some Russian devotees and US, all these people were there. So basically they are saying we have to intensify our prayers, Tulsi Pradakshana, and whatever way possible do Narsimha Homas, and wherever you go, do the Archanas for Narsimha Dev.
Okay. So that's what we should do it with the full faith that he is going to become okay.
Yes.
Don't do it with a kind of, oh, I don't know what will happen kind of. He is
And
going
one
to
more
become
thing
okay.
they said, Mataji, don't, means gossips will be coming, Mataji. Like some forwards will be coming and all, don't trust all that. If it comes, it will come from JPS only, healthcare. So don't trust anything. Like unnecessarily some messages are coming, it seems. Maybe we didn't receive that. Like, so they were saying don't trust anything. Like.
Okay. So yeah, we'll with intense prayers, with full hope and faith that he is going to become okay. Because he wants to stay. At least if he was neutral or something, he's not so keen, we can think. He wants to stay. So he wants to preach. So we should help him. And I'm very confident he's going to become okay. Fully okay. So please chant with full faith. And let us see.
Madaji, Hare Krishna, he is ready to suffer also. If mentally, bodily, he don't bother, no? Like that, we want to pick up for all fallen souls as much as possible. That is his mind.
Yeah,
but if he's suffering, then he cannot preach now. Why should he suffer?
That's what we are praying for. That suffering, he has to recover from suffering.
No more suffering and full health, because then only he can travel. Okay, he has done enough suffering now. That's over.
Yeah, and they were saying, Mataji, whoever is fallen, like his disciples, they are requesting to follow with them and make them chant.
Yes. And also, those who are following properly, they can give positive vibrations also. The negative, those who are not doing, yes, we have to make them chant and follow properly, because that is one side draining his thing. And those who are following properly, we can give.
They asked to intensify our chanting, Mataji. Proper mood also, they were saying that we should have proper chanting. They mentioned only chanting, Mataji. Proper chanting we should do.
Yes, if we do that, he'll get a lot of this thing. If we do our duties properly, we do all our sevas properly.
Mataji, your volume is less.
No, that's what, if we chant properly, we do our seva properly, and that's what, that itself will give so much strength to Guru Maharaj. Just like those disciples who are not following are taking away his this thing, giving pain to him, disease to him. But also the disciples who are following properly can give him strength to counteract. The Guru also, he enjoys whatever the disciples' positive things they do. So if we are very, very sincere and do, we can at least offset whatever.
Mataji, Mayapur, that Vrindavan Brahmaji, like that some devotees called and told me. So many are from Gulf people, Gulf devotees. No address or no news. So please find out. Some names they will give me, especially in Kerala now. And I am searching, find outing. So many are not coming for association, but they are following, they are saying. Like that also happened, Mataji. I don't know. Because Gulf, if Muscat or wherever, Madhya Desh, other days, that comfort they are not getting here. Maybe their personal problem, traveling, coming, going, in the association, health wise, money wise, so many things.
Yeah, we have to have also the database, because now in the JPS office, they are updating all the, this thing, database of all the disciples, so that they can make sure that everybody is following and all that.
So many
So
are, so many people even not following core regulatory principles like that also. What to do?
They have one program at least 6 to 8 Indian time, 7 to 8 or something.
I joined that. From
The
JPS.
Kirtan and their memories with Guru Maharaj. That I think that forward is coming, no, Mataji. That
JPS office there.
So anybody wants to book, I think they can yatra or temple or anything. They can consult. I think Janakiram Prabhu or something. They said, Mataji.
Okay.
In a JPS group, it is coming.
We can consult them.
Yeah, this entire month. So different yatras can volunteer and conduct the program. They said some things. There is some kirtan from Mayapur, and then you can, the yatra can glorify Guru Maharaj or share the whatever, isn't it?
Yes,
and that's what. Okay. All right, so we pray for him, and then we pray for all Prabhupada disciples, or we pray for everyone today together, all whoever we mentioned yesterday. Vasantraga, can you please write all the names, new names, because I keep forgetting until it becomes in my memory.
Okay.
Can you send me, write some Swami?
Mataji, Manasi Mataji means both. You are in mind, you will keep for prayers, that's all. Name is one. Enough. Mataji,
No, I
so
said
many
Manasi Mataji. No, I say for you, Manasi Mataji from Palakkad always. Sometimes maybe.
No, otherwise also two Manasi Mataji is enough. Okay, Harish. You are a so many, want to say, so abbreviate.
Actually, I'm requesting all the devotees, Mataji, if it is important, please let me know. Otherwise, because so many it is becoming and it's taking long time for you.
No, maybe if I, no, that's okay. If we, I keep thinking I should write it down, and then that will be faster. So today I will do that. But today now we just pray for
Swami Reddy
everyone.
we added, Mataji. Swami Reddy, because Prabhu's, where with Prabhu's father, he just, again, that cellulitis has started, so we just added him in the prayers.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We pray for speedy recovery of Swami Reddy Prabhu. And let us chant 3 times for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Then we pray for all whoever we mentioned.